People are going to look back on this period in American history and think, boy, what a bunch of sick bastards. Killing their own babies, destroying their own population, undermining their allies, empowering their enemies, and destroying their own currency. Here's Biden at Brainton Point Power Station in Massachusetts today. Cut one, go.
Climate change is literally an existential threat to our nation and to the world. So my message today is this.
My message today is, please, let's pray to the sun gods. Let's beg them. Let's beg them, plebes. Let's beg them. Please stop. Stop with the scorched earth. Let's pray to the earthquake gods. Please stop. Let's pray to the hurricane and tornado gods. Please stop. We'll sacrifice our babies if you'll stop.
Since Congress is not acting as it should, and these guys here are, but we're not getting many Republican votes, this is an emergency. An emergency. And I will look at it that way. I said last week. Listen.
The Republicans are causing heat and the rise of the oceans, colder winters, hotter summers, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes. It's the damn Republicans. If they'd only vote on my legislation, we could stop the gravitational pull. We could stop the sun and the sunbursts. We can stop all of this. Just pass the law that I want. Because it's all man-made, don't you see? It's man-made. That and cattle, of course, and their methane. Go ahead.
I'll say it again loud and clear. As president, I'll use my executive powers to combat...
I'll say it again loud and clear. As Benito Mussolini would have said it. I will use the powers of this office. If the legislature doesn't do what I insist, I will use the powers of this office. If the Supreme Court doesn't do what I say it must do, I will use the power of the pen. And I will sign executive orders. And I will force my way onto the elected House and the elected Senate. I will force my way on the elected state governors and state legislatures. I will force my way on the people of the United States, whether or not they like it. And there's not a damn thing they can do about it. What are they going to do, impeach me? What's McConnell going to do? Is he going to hold a trial? No way. Cut two, go.
And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? It had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Now, this is perplexing. Did you know Joe Biden has cancer? Now, Joe Biden never lies. And Joe Biden is as coherent and cogent as ever. How do I know? Because Mick Mulvaney said he would not vote for Trump. He'd support Biden instead. Passively, of course. And everybody knows Mick Mulvaney knows what he's talking about. The Mickster. But there he is. Did you know Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation? I didn't even know this. Wasn't he the senator there for like 412 years? I think he was. Don't the Democrats control that state? I think they do. My goodness. And nonetheless. Now, I've driven by and on, I should say, I-95 on my way to Philadelphia hundreds of times. At that time to see my parents, and I do it often now to go up to New Jersey, where my mother-in-law lives. And you know what's amazing, Mr. Producer? I see no propellers in the water. I see no windmills. Have you ever seen any? Anybody see any windmills off the Delaware River? On the Delaware River? Anybody see any windmills off of Atlantic City? Cape May? Because they're in your future. Oh, yeah. They're in your future. Well, where the hell else do you think they're going to put them? Where the hell else do you think they're going to put them? You're going to be hearing and watching windmills. Look at that, Johnny. What, Mom? I can't hear you. The windmills. No longer will there be environmental concerns, concerns about the birds, the bees. No. Big, massive, beautiful windmills built by the communist Chinese of all. Then you'll see the massive solar panels. Oh, yeah. Everywhere. Magnificent, beautiful. I wonder how Seattle's going to survive since it's raining there most of the time. I guess they don't get solar panels. What do they get? I don't know. Joe will figure it out. Joe and John Kerry, between the two of them, IQs of 7.3 at tops. So Biden says he has cancer. Does he have cancer? I want to know. Now, Sri Lanka is a nation that has collapsed. It's gone broke. It can't pay its debt. It can't pay its foreign debt. It can't pay its bills. It can't pay its government employees. It can't produce fuel anymore. It can't buy fuel anymore. It's a nation that is destroyed. You know what destroyed it? Anybody know what destroyed it? Not climate change. Their embrace of climate change. They were way ahead. They were very progressive, was Sri Lanka, the former Ceylon. Very, very advanced, very forward-looking. They took basically the Bernie Sanders, John Kerry ideology, and they adapted it. And their country's destroyed. It's destroyed. Tell me, how many news shows have covered that? No. We have the January 6th committee, the 8th hearing. Oh, yeah. We have our legal analysts. Some of them actually keep their pants on. It's amazing. It's amazing. Sri Lanka. They want to turn America into Sri Lanka when it comes to the climate. They want to turn America into California when it comes to immigration. What else? Does Biden have cancer or not? I'm serious. He said he did. Now, if he said he had cancer and he doesn't, isn't it time for the 25th Amendment, ladies and gentlemen? Now, let's move along. There's Gina McCarthy, the former head of the Environmental Putrid Agency. She's now a climate advisor. What does that mean? She's a czar. She's a czar, ladies and gentlemen. Or a czarina. A czarina on CNN today, and CNN is into all this. Oh, yeah. CNN is into every fantasy, lie, attack on America. Here's Gina McCarthy. She's got a warning for you. Hat tip, right scoop, cut 3, go.
He's going to make it clear that just because Congress couldn't get it done, he is going to move forward with every power available to him to make the change and the shift to clean energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gina McCarthy has just thrown down the gauntlet. It's not enough that they've shut down offshore drilling. It's not enough that they've shut down Anwar. It's not enough that they've shut down new pipelines. It's not enough that you can't drill new leases onshore, offshore. It's not enough that we do not have enough electricity to do what they want us to do. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is why when they say it's Putin's fault the price of fuel is going up, it's Putin's fault there's going to be brownouts and blackouts. It's big oil. No, it's big commie. It's big commie. They have opposed fertilizer. They believe you should grow your food. What cow crap. If you even have cows, they would slaughter other cows so you don't eat meat. Oh, I see. We're all to be vegans. Vegans. They're going to make it, America, so we have the perfect temperature. Like only the Democrats and their laws can do. We're going to have the perfect temperature everywhere in the country. And no earthquakes. No earthquake. No flooding. No hurricanes. No tornadoes. Winter will become spring. Summer will become fall. It's going to be unbelievable. Oh, yes. We've got it all figured out. We're going to empty your bank accounts of the value of your money so you're not even motivated to squander it on things like cars, trucks, vacations, air flight. No. And when we eliminate fertilizer, you'll be able to be self-sufficient. You can have your own garden. Not in your backyard, because we don't believe in single-family homes. You can grow it on your roof or somebody else's roof. You can use dog crap, your own crap, deer crap, whatever crap you want to. It's all self-sufficient. And don't worry about drinking clean water. Some of the greatest people in world history drank their own urine. Do you know this, Mr. Producer? Utterly and completely self-sufficient. No longer do we need toilets. No longer do we have to chop down trees for toilet paper. We've got it all figured out. All figured out. Then what's the point of a constitution? We're all in this together. A nationwide commune. Oh, yes. A commune. No, not like Mao and Lenin and the others and Stalin. They didn't do it right. We'll do it right. We'll do it right. We know what we're doing. Amos Hochstein. Hochstein. That's my best German. Cut 5, go.
So it's about making a choice between what is the short term and the medium term so that we can make sure we have enough oil and gas to support us through the transition, and what are the kind of steps that we don't want the oil and gas industry to take that would have long-term consequences when we don't want new major projects that would take 20, 30 years.
So all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, our energy industry has been nationalized. It's been nationalized. Not the ownership per se, but the control and the management. It's been nationalized. Our oil companies, the gas industry, our public utilities, they have been nationalized, and I will use the language that points it out. They're not just regulating it. They are nationalizing our energy production, so now there's going to be a lot less of it. And they are telling you what they're going to do. They're driving up prices, and they're cutting supply. Well, what's the average person supposed to do? Suffer! Suffer! You're subjects. And they have nationalized our energy industry. Listen to how they speak. Go.
To become profitable. So we have to make that differentiation to make sure that the American consumer has what it needs to grow our economy and the global economy, but not take steps and endanger the climate work that we're trying to do to make sure that we're on a better footing to accelerate the transition.
And they are foot down, heavy duty on the gas pedal. Why does everybody sound like they come from Rhode Island or Germany? Amos Hochstein has all the answers. Have you ever heard of Amos Hochstein before? No, of course not. But it doesn't matter. He's got power over you. They've effectively nationalized our energy industries, ladies and gentlemen. Look how they're talking. We're going to do this. We're going to move that there. We're going to shut this down here. No longer this. We're going to do everything we can with the executive branch and the executive orders. And like, what the hell? Not one of these people has probably ever changed the oil in their car, Mr. Producer. The only oil they're aware of is the oil in their hair. Speaking of which, here's John Kerry. Cut 6, go.
So I think that the challenge for all of us now is that no one country can solve this problem by itself. We all have to be able to reduce the emissions. We have to accelerate the transition. We're behind. We're not yet fulfilling the promises that we made in Glasgow. So we have our work cut out for us.
So here it is, the globalization of the American economy, but even worse, of the American rule of law. So all these other countries are going to be determinant in how you live and whether you live, frankly. And then here's Pete Buttigieg, who was a mayor of a small city, but he knows everything. He knows everything. Cut 7, go.
But you would agree that the higher the price of gas, then the faster you reach that parity.
Of course, the more pain we are all experiencing from the high price of gas, the more benefit there is for those who can access electric vehicles. It's why we're hoping you and your colleagues might reconsider opposing the reduction of EV upfront prices with tax credits.
So you're saying the more pain we have, the more benefit we're going to get.
Of course.
I think that's what I heard you say. You said the more pain that we
Really,
have.
that's what you heard me say?
That's what I heard you say.
I know you want me to say it so bad. The more pain we are all experiencing from the high price of gas, the more benefit there is for those who can access electric vehicles. The more pain we are all experiencing from the high price of gas, the more benefit there is for those who can access electric vehicles. But okay. Honestly, sir, what we're saying is that we could have no pain at all by making EVs cheaper for everybody, and we'd love to have your support on that.
So they want the government involved in the production of electric vehicles. Those are EVs. It's not like a sexual disease. Those are EVs. Now we have a whole new category of language. So help us make it cheaper. Now, EVs have been subsidized by you and me for over a decade by the tune of hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. But the problem with EVs is they need Bs, that is, batteries. The problem with batteries is they need all kinds of EMs. What's that? Exotic materials. Most of which do not exist in the U.S. What's that? The United States. And the massive trucks and other equipment that has to do the strip mining in the third world, in Afghanistan and elsewhere, runs on fuel. Fossil fuel. If they get away with this, if this isn't stopped, we are headed for a complete and utter disaster. These are the same people who believe that in the middle of raging inflation, you need to print more money. The Democrat Party is insane. Their ideologues are insane. Now here's Ginger Z. Who's Ginger Z? Chief meteorologist on ABC's World News Tonight, yesterday. Cut 8, go.
David, I'll take you straight to the data. So you're looking first at the map that says 1961 to 1990. These are 30-year averages compared to the 20th century. So you see some blue on the map. Over the 50 years of this time lapse, as we take the 30-year averages up, you see a rapid rise in temperature across the entire nation. There are very few cooler spots than average at all. And what this means, and I know you're looking at me now and saying, okay, so you showed us 50 years. Our Earth is way older than this, and we've been way hotter than this. And that's true. However, those came with other signals and indicators like Earth's orbit or proximity to the sun. What we have right now, scientists say, the attribution to this rapid rise in temperatures, greenhouse gas emissions. It's us, David.
No, it isn't us, David. And this is such pathetic propaganda. Pathetic propaganda. It's not us, David. It's just so terrible what's going on here. The war on capitalism, the war on prosperity, the effort to impoverish this country serves the purpose of our enemies, internal and external. All of a sudden, you and I are responsible for the entire globe warming. But when you take a snapshot of the globe, 50 years is a snapshot. It's not even a snapshot. It's not even a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second. You come up with these idiotic conclusions, imbecilic conclusions. We don't need the chief meteorologist to be telling us about what's going on. We need some real scientists who really tell us what's going on. MIT scientists. I know some. Harvard scientists. I still know some. Scientists from all over the world, thousands of them, who signed a petition decades ago saying this is crap. And that even if the earth is warming, there's not a damn thing we can do about it. You know why? You know why, Mr. Producer? You ever look up in the sky during the daytime? What do you see? I mean, other than pigeons crapping in your face, what do you see? The sun. Wow. And when the sun becomes just a tiny bit more active, what happens, America? Gets hotter. But every heat wave now is a record. Oh, my God, why are there heat waves? See this in red over here? Yes, I do. See this in orange? Yes. And see this in pink? Yes, those are the commies. No! There's climate change. Then comes winter. Wow, look at all the snow in Alaska. What? It's unprecedented. Look at all the snow in New England. We've never seen anything like this before. My God. So sick.